Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Din and I'm going to show you how to prepare your ingredients, mix the spices and then cook the dish. Very simple method I'm going to use, so please follow the instructions carefully. So let's cook. And to pause the video, get all your ingredients ready. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, now is the time to subscribe. Hit the notification button, then you get notified when I post new videos. So let's cook. We Indians and Bengalis love fish and we eat a lot of it. Today I'm going to cook you a fish and potato bhjaee. The fish I'm going to use is mackerel. This is for my lunch, and as you can see I have the fish bhjaee, some boiled rice and a taka dal. Now the taka dal recipe you find on my channel. You must give this a go. This is really a lovely dish to cook and you'd be surprised how good it is. Right, let's begin. I have a fresh mackerel here. You can use herring as well if you like, but I find mackerel is more firmer and it's got a lovely flavour. Plus it's got a lot of omega-3 oils. So start by cutting the head off and cleaning the fish up by just taking off the fins and so on. Cut the fish in half, as you can see. Now it's important that the fish is not too watery and it's dry, so that it doesn't spit when you put it into the frying pan. So if it's wet, dry it off first. Then put a bit of turmeric, as you can see I'm doing. I'm using probably about just over half a teaspoon, and then half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chilli, and same again, half a teaspoon or so of salt. Now in a frying pan, small one, let that heat up, not too hot, medium heat, and then give your fish a good stir. Make sure it's well incorporated with the turmeric and the chili powder and the salt, and this will help to give the fish itself a nice flavour. Now mackerel fish is really good for you, so it's worth having this once or twice a week for lunch or something. So give this a go because you will enjoy this, I guarantee you. So mix it all in really well, and then we're going to fry this fish. We're nearly ready now. We've mixed everything in nicely, as you can see, and it's looking just good. You don't need to leave this or anything to marinate, because what we want to do is just fry the fish, put it into the oil, as you can see. We don't want too little oil or too much, so just leave it for a few minutes. Don't touch it, and let it cook gently. So in another saucepan we're going to start cooking our dish. As I said, this dish is very quick. We're going to use a couple of cloves of garlic, chop it up nicely and fine, and this will give the fish a really lovely flavour. One thing about this dish is very economical and very healthy, and that's what I like about this dish. It's very easy to cook as well. It doesn't take too long, so it's something what you can knock up for lunch within 25-20 minutes, and you can cook the rice as well. So in goes the garlic, as you see, and also mustard seeds and onion seeds. So then we're going to chop up our onions while the garlic and the mustard seed and the onion seeds are cooking gently. Remember to cut onions all one size so that when you cook it, it all cooks at the same time. Now the garlic and all the other ingredients are cooking just right. They're just gently bubbling away, as you can see. We don't want them to go too dark or anything, and this way it won't go bitter or anything. So with a spoon, give that a good stir and let that everything come together. And we're going to cook this very slowly. Some salt goes in as well. That will help to release the water. And as you can see, the fish is cooking away gently. We haven't touched it yet because we want to let it cook on one side, then turn it over on the other side. This is all looking really good now, and we're going to put a lid on this to let it cook slowly, and then turn our fish over. Right, so far we've only been cooking probably about 4 or 5 minutes now, and the fish is coming on well, In the meantime, we put our onions on and getting our other ingredients ready. There's not a lot of ingredients in this dish. A bit of coriander, as you can see, and I'm going to just put 3 fresh green chilies. That will just give it enough heat for this dish and balance everything out well. And we're going to just use a little bit of turmeric, and that's about it. And we're going to cook this delicious dish, which is really nice, with some boiled rice as well. So I'm going to cook the boiled rice at the same time as well. This is looking really good now. It's nearly ready to take out and let it cool down. One of those dishes where less is more, and sometimes we over spice our dishes, and we lose the flavours. With this dish, you don't lose any flavours. Now I've got about 3 new potatoes as well. I've just given them a good wash and basically chopping them up like little chips with the skin on, because it's fibre and it's healthy. So let's eat healthy now and again, and this is the perfect dish to eat healthy. Remember to wash the potatoes when you've cut them up in chips, and leave them in water, so that way they won't discolour. That's most important. And then when you're ready to use them, you can just take them out and put them in. I think one of the reasons people are not familiar eating fish is because of the bones. Well, I can assure you with this recipe there isn't many bones, because what we're going to do, we're going to debone this fish before we put it into our onions and complete this dish. So you won't have to worry about the bones at all, basically. But as you see, you need to keep stirring this. We're going to just soften the onions a little bit more before we start adding our potatoes and spices and so on. The onions have been probably cooking for about 8-9 minutes now, and as you can see, they are translucent, and this is a good sign. And what we need to do is just fry off the fish, and hopefully then let that cool down a little bit. I thought it was ready, but it isn't ready yet. We just turn it back over and let it cook for probably a minute or so. What we're doing is cooking the fish completely in the oil. That way the fish is cooked, and then we're going to just add the fish to our frying pan with the onions. While we're cooking the onions, I'm going to start the boiled rice as well, because we can cook the rice at this stage, so it'll be all ready at the same time. Now, my method of cooking rice is completely different from what you're used to. My rice is measured with the water, and that way you don't have to take the rice out and lose all the flavour of the rice. So what I've done here is put the rice, the water, the correct amount, and also a little bit of oil and some salt, and that will cook the rice in the pot. What I want to do is, once the water is boiling, we will put it down to medium until the water near enough evaporates. Right, we're going to take the fish out, as you've seen, and now let that get cool before we start to debone it. If you wanted the recipe for my boiled rice, you'll find it on my channel, and you see how tasty it is, because we're not going to put the rice in a colander and drain the water. We're going to cook it with all its flavour in one pot and not basically move it. So anyway, here goes with our Bhjaee to finish it. We're going to put a little bit of turmeric here. This is the only spice I'm going to use, and then we're going to debone our fish. Give it a good stir, so to incorporate everything in the turmeric, and then add your potatoes like so. We're going to cook this for about a minute or so while we debone our fish. Right, turn the onions down on a really low heat now, otherwise it will burn. And what we're going to do now is debone our mackerel here. Now mackerel is quite an easy fish to debone because it has a centre bone and a few bones on the side, so you can just pick those out and you've got boneless fish here, so which when you're eating you don't have to worry about any bones getting stuck or anything like that. So you see, it very easy. As you can see, it's only taking me a little while. I'm taking off the fin bones and also the centre bone and the side bones, as you can see what I'm doing now. You can just lift them out like what I'm doing and take them all out at the same time. So it's very easy to take out. It's not rocket science, and once you've done this a couple of times you'll find it very easy to do. Once you've done the deboning of the fish, then just put that aside and then we'll get started finishing off this dish. Just break the fish up like you see, and now we're going to just give this onion and potato a stir. As you can see, it's just sticking a little bit, but before I finish this off, just give the rice a stir. It's nearly ready to turn it down to half medium heat now once it starts boiling until the water evaporates. Put a little bit of water in our potato and onion so it doesn't burn, and then we're going to add our fish into this because this dish is nearly ready. Potatoes have been cooking for about 5-6 minutes, and now we put our fish in and basically cook it for another about 10 minutes or so, and this job is done. We've added the coriander, as you can see. This will finish off the aroma. It's such a simple dish to cook and so nutritious as well. So I'm hoping that you enjoy this recipe, and remember, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button so that you get notified when I post new videos, and it will help this channel to grow. And remember, please tell your friends. I also have a Facebook group which I will leave the link in the description, which you can join as well, and we'll give you more hints and tricks to cook great Indian food, and it's getting very popular as well. My Facebook group, it's called BR Restaurant Style Curries by Chef Din. Right, this is the final stage of our potato and fish bhjaee, as you can see, or should I say fish and potato bhjaee. So we're going to just add a little bit of water. The water will help to steam the potatoes before it's ready, and this process will take about 10 minutes. But while it's cooking, just give it a little shake and a stir every now and again so it doesn't stick to the bottom, especially on an induction, because it always seems to stick on an induction. So this is my boiled rice method. As you can see, it's a 3-way process. You first let the water boil, and then you turn it down to medium. Then once it gets to this stage, you turn it down one more time and leave it for 5 minutes with the lid on. Don't touch it. And then after 5 minutes, we just turn the rice over like this, and basically then put the lid on again for 5 minutes, and job done. That's how easy it is to cook this rice. Give it a go, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.